Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump into the action, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here in our YouTube channel. Membership starts at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. Lastly, if you are interested in joining any of our campaigns, we currently have open slots available in the Tuesday early campaign, which is currently off stream until we get at least 5 players. We're currently at 3. We have 1 open slot currently available in the Sunday campaign. They're high level, but they're going to be doing a reset after this story arc, where they'll be starting a brand new campaign in any world if they're choosing, with any ridiculous theme that they can come up with, because they did choose daddy issues last time. And of course, we are going to be having 2 to 3, I think 3 open slots available starting next month in the Saturday early campaign, where they are pretty high level, playing in their own world, KOMARTAR, trying to figure out what's going on with the gods and things like that. So, if you're interested in any of these, be sure to reach out to me, let me know, or you can go through our Patreon, which is listed down in the description below. Now, without further ado, tell us what happened last session.
Sure. The last time, the party continued on its adventure through the abyss, and with Theloniel's guidance, we knew that the Hourglass of Ascension lay somewhere beyond. We were given a compass that would give us point us in the correct direction. So we started following that. But we got to a dark forest, and it triggered an ambush where a lot of us failed saves, and we were all scattered. During the fight, Elvine was struck down. Luckily, she was revived by Casimir. And eventually we were able to fight off our attackers, and we were actually able to capture the 4th General. Once we captured him, we decided to interrogate him, so Vendir casted Zone of Truth, and he was eventually compelled to tell the truth, but he was very resistant. I forgot how many times he succeeded.
It was like most of them. Yeah.
Eventually, though, it worked. And then once he failed, he started talking about his Ascona, the godlike ruler of this realm, and the importance of the hourglass that we were in search of. He also talked about Eric Shop, who was responsible for stealing the hourglass in the first place. And he also gave us a peek behind the curtains of what's going on with the politics, and also and the vampire bloodlines that are going on in this world. Eventually, Nedelvine decided that, the 4th General had enough time living, and we killed him off. So after that was done, we took some of the items off of his body, and then with the compass, we continued on our adventures through the forest, and just like the beginning of that session, at the very end of the session, we basically triggered another ambush, this time by halflings.
Wow.
And that's where we're at.
You all step into the clearing, and you watch as the many different trees begin having these spider monkey-like descents of numerous halflings dangling down and aiming their crossbows at each of you. Then, from further away, back behind many trees, there are humans stepping out from them, aiming crossbows or regular bows, as well as slings at each of you, ready to attack at a moment's notice. As you see all of them, I would like Vendir and Bulkhead to both roll me history checks. $29. Have the dice stopped rolling on screens?
I turned mine off a long time ago.
Yeah, but I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't like to. So that was Vendir. Bulkhead? You there?
Sorry, what's happening?
You're rolling a history check.
Okie dokie.
I have advantage on that. My bad.
Okay.
I'll roll again. Oh,
Jesus. Plus 12.
Yeah,
Okay.
I rolled a 6 and a 4 and a 3. There you go.
You don't look around too terribly much. However, Vindir, as you look across each of them, you notice this little sigil that's on their chests. This tiny symbol, which is that of a thistle leaf. This pronged out green leaf that has 4 prongs on the sides and then one peaking that arcs down and sloops slightly. It's exceptionally sharp on these prongs, but it's also a very necessary shape in order to pool water to allow certain prey to exist inside of trees to lap at and to gather the water from so that they're less susceptible to being attacked by more dangerous predators on the ground. And when you see that, you realize you've seen this symbol before. This is the symbol of the Freeman, the strong alliance of individuals towards your god. They are supposed to be some of the earliest clerics to your god.
Huh. Well, then I'm going to show off my religious symbol in its full glory.
All right. As soon as you start showing off one of them, don't you move! Don't you fucking move! Who are you?
We're on the same team, friend.
You show off your symbol. Roll me persuasion.
There it is. 15.
The guy kind of looks over and eyes up one particular halfling. You notice it. This halfling seems to be posed in a way where many of the individuals are staring at them expectantly. Noticeably, as they're aiming a crossbow over at you, they also have a wand in that same hand, just kind of like sitting underneath it, aimed at you. The guy drops down from one of the trees, descending on a rope, and then begins approaching over towards you. Education system. Why, you say you're our friend?
I can see that we could become friends. But we're on the same team, I believe.
You're here as a freedom fighter.
No, we're here to, get something from somebody else.
Okay. And you guys just so happen to stumble into our territory while looking for us.
We also happened to kill that general that was fighting you guys, so maybe you should all put down the crossbows.
You killed a general?
Has he got his body parts anywhere? Like, I know you like to chew on things.
I think I might have a bone left over.
It's like a chew toy.
Yeah, he was the 4th one?
You guys killed the 4th?
Yeah, you didn't
Do you have
see
proof?
the meteor?
I think we took some of the pieces from his body.
And
Does
we
anyone
took some of
have his staff?
Yeah, we have his staff. We have some, like, ruby dust. What other shit did we steal
As
from
soon as
him?
you show off the staff, the thing that he's most recognized for having. Holy shit. Wow. Oh, that's going to be so good for the Alliance. Oh, shoot. Okay. He walks over. Eric Freeman. Pleasure to meet you.
You're the one who stole I'm me personally, I'm having a fucking mental block of what you call the thing that I'm thinking of.
Hourglass of something.
Thank you. I couldn't even think of hourglass. Holy shit.
The hourglass. So you guys have heard about me. Yeah. Why don't we why don't we go talk where it's a bit more private, huh? Come on. And he'll signal up to everybody in the trees with 2 fingers and separates them, and as soon as that happens, everybody kind of stows away their weapons and goes back to their watchful position. Sure, you guys understand. We just need to be as careful as we can possibly be. I mean, if that general was coming through here, we'd have a little bit of a problem, so... Thanks for taking him out, by the way. What's your name?
My name is Vendor.
Vendor. Good name. And these must be your boys, huh? Vendor and the boys?
No.
I like your knight fella here, and he knocks on you, bulkhead. Really sturdy stuff.
Technically correct. I am very sturdy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a fella, but...
He brings you over towards this one tree where as soon as you get up towards it, you kind of pass through this very subtle wave of energy in the air, and as soon as that happens, you see all of the color seems to drift back into everything around you, and each of you takes on that same glow that you would have back on the material planes and ascending through the astral seas. And you can see the grass is that vibrant green color, and the trunk is brown once again, and all of you kind of realize how lacking this world has been, this entire time here in the Abyss has been, of any type of color or sensations like this. It's remarkable. But he goes over towards that tree and pats on the ground a few times where you see a covered little trap is released, and each of you can descend downwards before crawling just a short while into the Freeman's Den. Freeman! He calls out, and everybody in here begins looking over at you all curiously. We have some new allies that bring us great fortune. And he gestures at you to hold up the staff.
Oh, yeah, this hunk of junk. Here you go.
The fourth is dead! And he holds up the staff, and everybody begins clapping loudly, excitedly, and super, super glad about what is happening. One of them comes over towards you guys to look at the staff closely, and you can see tears running down his face. Holy shit, the fourth is dead. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, it's perfect. A couple of them end up patting you all on the shoulders, shaking your hands, and begin escorting you over towards a table here. Oh, most fortunate, guys. Most fortunate. So, regale me. Tell me, what happened? Come on, everyone, sit down. And he gestures at the table.
He kind of just tried to ambush us with his dudes, and well, we murdered his men, and then he decided he wanted to throw meteors at us, and it wasn't effective, and he hit himself in the head with the meteor and killed himself, and then I brought him back to life. And
you guys survived a meteor storm summoned by him?
Yes.
Wow. Where have you guys been? Are you champions?
Yes, and we need the Hourglass of Ascension to beat the rest of the generals.
I need you to roll me a deception check.
Is anyone helping me with this when I say this?
yes,
How? How are you helping? Yeah.
nodding very affirmingly, yes, and shining my beautiful shield that has my emblem on it.
Okay. Go ahead, Liara.
Please.
Give us that big deception check.
A 20 on the first one.
Okay, okay.
Okay, 20.
Flash of genius, 25.
Holy shit.
Oh, damn.
I love Flash of Genius.
Oh, damn. Okay, well, he's gonna have to roll the insight, I guess. Halfling rerolls ones. Okay. 21. Wow. Wait. You're the champions of the gods. Which ones? Which of you is Kothar? Which of you is Kothar?
I'm gonna point at Nettlevine.
What, wait a sec. None of you are Dragonborn.
Yeah, no,
Why'd
it
you
doesn't
ask?
mean it's. We're all different gods, okay? Like, it doesn't have to be first one.
Wait, which
Do you
ones?
think we would walk about looking as ourselves?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
We are
amazing.
here for a
Gotta be
mission.
undercover.
We knew. I always believed that the tombs would be fruitful one day. You know, I'm glad I set up all those traps around the exterior of it. After Vishkana gained control over it, I was so worried that we'd never have the champions come back and help us. I mean, without them, all of this would be nearly impossible. We'd never win. But you guys are back. Everybody, bust out the good stuff. And they start pulling out these kegs of very, very old Dwarven ale and ancient Elvish wines and start pouring them for everybody.
I'll have some of that wine. Thank you.
Will politely decline.
Okay. The straight edge.
There's a drink that I really liked called Mind Flayer. Do you have it?
If you look at it, alcohol really messes up muscle building, and Erd's thing is strength.
Hey, I respect the hell out of your dedication to that. I think any dwarf or barbarian other than you would argue, but yes. What's in the drink? Describe it to me. I might be able to whip it together.
Is he talking to me?
I'm not quite
we are.
sure.
Well, describe it. What was it? What was it? Was it flowery? Was it sharp?
It
Was
felt like it affected my brain, and I felt a little bit smarter.
Wait, I know something that'll probably affect your brain a little bit. You want to... Here, he jumps over, like, very easily bounds without touching the table from one bench to the other, goes behind you, and then, like, just taps his hand against the back of your head, and then slowly drips his fingers down your head and your spine, and you get this, like, weird shiver across your body. It's like, alrighty, and we scramble the egg, and the yolk is falling down. The yolk is falling down. And he does it a few more times, and it's just like, it feels weird, but good weird when it happens.
Yeah, that was probably it.
Well, obviously it's not the drink, but hey, it's a fun little thing I learned a long time ago. It's supposed to be good for your nerves when you're getting, like, you know, a little anxious or anything like that. It's supposed to be calming to you, those shivers and stuff like that. Oh, jeez. Real life champions here, and they start pouring the drinks for everybody to whoever wants to participate can participate in drinking, but apparently doesn't drink. Obviously, Bulkhead can't really drink that much.
That's fine, I'll drink for them.
Perfect. And let me tell you something, Casimir. This wine is so delicious. You don't really realize how often wines are overcomplicated with things that they use. Certain woods for their barrels, or certain seasoned, like, grapes being combined with other fruits, and things that are just, like, needlessly complex and complicated about it. This seems just, like, pure, simple, but so incredibly delicious. And after all of you being in the Abyss for so long, it is the most delicious thing you have tasted in your life.
This is quite good, actually.
Well, we've been
How many
holding
more
on to
bottles of this have you got?
I mean, by the end of the night, probably not many.
Probably none at all. Keep them coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, guys, this man's glass is not allowed to be empty. He points at you. And a couple of people, yeah, absolutely. Wow. can't believe you champions are really here. I mean, it's been so long. Tell me, was what happened in the tombs? Where all of your sites were rumored to have been destroyed and all of your gods disconnected. I thought we had no chance of having any of you again. What happened?
Propaganda. Clearly they were wrong.
That fucking bitch. I mean, I went to the tome. I tracked it down and I made sure He looks around. I took a few liberties with the throats of the individuals guarding it.
Sometimes you just gotta do that.
It's the only way. Especially with all these fantastic people here that rely on me, you know? It's kind of it's worth it. It's worth it. But fuck yeah, champions. So, Nolth, he looks over at you. I have to assume, I mean, you're the only guy tall enough, right? Tell me, is the Mistress of Death back?
Well, Mistress of Death, there's an important purpose. Death is not happy. Let's just say they take in more souls. If they're vengeful, they seek out more.
But is she back?
I will be coy and be like, I cannot confirm nor deny.
If we have the Mistress on our side, and each of us can die 1,000 times, we're gonna win. We're gonna win this war, guys. And you know what?
Like
never again. Nobody is ever gonna be enslaved ever again.
You're right, but we can't win this war without the Hourglass of Ascension. Remember we said that earlier?
It is very important.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy you guys figured out I'm the one who has it. And I'm totally gonna give it to you. Just, you know, let's have a moment. It's been 35 years since we had any hope. Let's have a moment.
Fair enough.
Don't worry, we're the face of hope, and I'm gonna look over at the team, specifically at Casimir. We're the face.
He smiles wide. Perfect.
I'm just drinking.
So, how's the hourglass gonna help us, though? What are we gonna do with it, huh?
It fully restores our connection to the gods.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't read that in any of its texts.
Well, it was destroyed.
Yeah, they're not gonna tell everything. I mean, then that's how secrets get out. Everybody knows
I
everything.
stole the text from Vishkana themselves.
Well, okay, then you probably know that it has to be during the same time period that the connection was still there, and the hourglass is the only way to set it back to that.
Wait, you know how to dial the time back? The hourglass just creates perpetual.
If you don't know what you're doing.
I mean, he reaches down into his bag and pulls out a very ancient tome. I read it from cover to cover. I mean, it's from the I never read anything about that.
I can't believe I'm going to be able to say this line. I know you read it, but did you read it?
Absolutely, like 6 times in a row.
No, did you read it?
What do you recall about what you've read in this? I ask as I bring out my book to read what he's thinking.
Oh. Well, reading through it, this is supposed to be an artifact powerful enough and old enough that the artifact they're using to detect all magic can't sense anything inside of it. It's supposed to create a zone that is inhospitable to the negative energies or negative influences of our world that's currently plaguing the lands and stuff. You're supposed to, as I know, be able to position it somewhere within an area in order to make sure that that entire area becomes sanctified and you can bar certain creatures from entering inside. Like, I've barred every known general, every known admiral, Vishkana, all of them from entering inside of here, which is why it's the only safe place for us freemen.
So you're saying you think that this hourglass only does one thing, and that's bar people from entering?
No, it also sanctifies, and it also dispels all of the evil influences of anything from the area.
A timepiece. Never mind. Clearly, it's okay. It's alright. We did it when all the secrets coming out.
What we have to understand is when we think about magical items of this caliber, the creators always claim they do less than what they actually do. If you have the right knowledge and the right aptitude, you can read between the lines and understand what something can truly do.
So, like we said earlier, I know you read it, but did you read it?
Yes. I read it. And I did read it. I don't understand what you're trying to get at here. I mean, if it has some unseen potential inside of it, I mean, this book should have mentioned it somewhere. And he starts flipping through it, like skimming quickly.
Again, like, what we have to understand is some secrets are kept in order to prevent them from getting out. Not everything is always shown in the instruction manual. Like I said, you have to read between the lines, understand the purpose of the item, the true purpose of the item.
Right. Huh.
And if the true purpose is not said in said book, it means it was successful in keeping the secret away from those who did not deserve it.
Okay.
Now, I'm not stating that you did not deserve it. However, it means that it was successful in keeping it from those who would mean to do the realm harm. But we know that the hourglass will be essential in what we are trying to do.
Roll me another deception check. Advantage, because everybody here is helping one another, more or less.
I'm gonna flash a genius myself to make that a 25.
Alright, let me roll. It's not going to cut it. Wow. All right, well, whatever your guys' plan is, count me in. I'm going to be there. I'm going to make sure that whatever help you need, I'm going to be here for it, okay?
It's better if you lead your people. You have a task to do here, and we have ours.
I mean, if what you're doing ends the war, I mean, that's the most important thing. And I'm useful. I promise you, I'm super useful. I stole so much shit from Vishkana. And they just stand up on the table, and they show off their bracers. They pull out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wands. They pull out 2 rings. All of that I stole from them. I can be useful.
It is not a matter of use. It is a matter of duty. You have a responsibility of your people here. And while we have to go and do what we need to, you will not have the protection of the hourglass here anymore. And they may try to capitalize on that. If they were to attack in between the time that we are able to do what we need to, everyone here could die. And you would not be here to lead them.
We are by no means saying that you would not be incredibly instrumental to what we are trying to do. We are saying that your destiny does not lie with us. It lies in leading your people to make something better than what you have, and making sure that they live to see it. While we fight the big fight, someone needs to be here to ensure that the little guy can sleep in peace. You understand?
Yeah, I get it.
In some ways, your duty exceeds ours. We fight the scary things. You ensure that the minions don't get their grubby little hands on those who really matter, the people that can't fight for themselves. You protect those who cannot protect themselves. That's not something we can do all the time. That's something that you know how to do, and something that you are meant to do.
All right. Well, we're going to have to set up a couple of things before we do this, okay? Firstly, we need to make sure that when you guys are ready to leave with it, we have some type of safety precaution for the freemen here. Do any of you have magics that can help protect us from being detected or anything like that? Or powerful teleportations. You can send us to your tombs and all of them will be safe. Gotta make sure. I'm looking out for about 60 people now.
Without the hourglass, no one can teleport. You know this.
That's why I'm asking if you guys can teleport us. That's...
Without the hourglass, nobody can teleport.
Yes,
right, but can you teleport us somewhere before you go and do this so that we can, have some safety? I mean, the moment I'm alerted, everybody near me is going to be in danger. Believe it or not, Vishkana does not like it when you murder 16 of their elite guards and steal a bunch of their priceless treasures.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Yeah, and I don't, I'll run off. I'll go into some other remote place to have them hunt after me to make sure everyone else is safe, but I gotta have something that helps me know that they are safe, That's the entire purpose of it. These people were born into this fucked up world, and they don't need to be dealing with these headaches, Most of them are fighters because you have to be, not because they want to be.
I certainly have something that can hide you for a time. I could give you 24 hours to secret yourself away.
Hey, that should be enough. Now, tell me, Vindir, you said your name was?
Yes.
You're, the symbol on your shield seems a bit, fancy. But strangely familiar to, our symbol. Where does it come from?
This is the new and improved symbol.
Of what, though?
Of the same thing your symbol represents.
Freedom and hope?
Yeah, and peace.
Well, I don't know about peace.
Well, you haven't experienced it yet, unfortunately.
Yeah. Hopefully one day. God, could you imagine just being a simple farmer?
No, but I didn't choose that life.
Oh, of course not. Champions. I'm sorry. Like, you all made the greatest sacrifice to be the champions of our gods. And to always be around when the world is in peril. There's no one like all of you. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm not complaining about my situation.
Yeah,
Trust
well,
me.
Yes, I understand what you're saying. I was just saying, I don't know what it is to be a simple farmer. It does sound lovely, though. Yeah, this is Ira's new and improved symbol.
Wow. I mean, wow. All right. So, you guys have enough to drink? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you look a little worse for wear. Some of you, like you got your shit kicked in today.
Well, we did just defeat that general. Like, literally just did it.
I mean, if you guys want, we can hang out here, relax, breathe a little bit. You're more than welcome to, obviously. Just take the night, drink, eat, relax.
Safe haven would be very appreciated.
Of course, you guys have it. So long as you're here, you have it.
Guys, remember we're also kind of on a time crunch.
But that might be okay here.
I mean, I don't want to keep you guys if you're busy. I'm sorry. Like that. I'm just
Not for our other friend.
Angela.
So, do we rest or do we come for what we came for and move on?
How is everyone feeling right now?
I'm a little hurt, but I'm okay.
Bulkhead, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
I'm actually not that bad. Not as bad as I thought it was.
Then maybe we should go. Especially if word starts to get out that we're here. We never know what might happen.
I mean, so long as we're inside, we're safe. It's the reason I went on that mission and got it. I mean, oh.
We're safe here, but they could also stack up outside. If they were to know that we were here and what we were to do.
Yeah, I guess.
Such as the dangers of things.
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah. All right, well, I mean, the choice is yours. I'm happy we finally have a win, you know?
Of course, absolutely. And I don't believe that we are in need of this, so maybe they might help. You can take the items of the 4th General that we have here.
Oh, awesome!
Add them to your list. What are these other things that you have? What do they do?
Oh, these things? Oh,
Yeah.
Well, these bracers, I read the label on them. They're bracers of blink. When you clank them together, you have a small chance of like blinking in and out of existence. You know, it's kind of cool. And then these 3 wands are wands of magic missile, and he puts 3 of them on the table. And then this is a wand that shoots an arrow that leaves acid on people. This wand casts this spell that makes everything like really dark in an area, and these two wands shoot lightning. And this ring, I can use it if I twist it the other way. I'll turn invisible. Like, you won't see me at all. Yeah.
That one's quite useful.
Oh yeah.
Do you think we might be able to borrow that one for a little bit?
What, the ring?
Yes. Just the ring.
Yeah, man, sure. He takes it off and hands it to you.
I'll just hand it to someone else. Like, does anyone want this? While we're here, it might be useful. We don't know what we might encounter.
I'll hold on to it.
All right. You can add a temporary ring of invisibility as soon as you leave this layer. It's gone, obviously, but
Yeah.
for now, you have a ring of invisibility.
So,
Yeah.
how far away from here is the hourglass, or is it within your compound?
Oh, it's here. It's I kind of hid it away out of sight, you know.
Okay, so if we are to take what we need and leave, which would include the hourglass, I should do what I'm going to do to shield this place for 24 hours before we do so.
Thank you.
And he's going to spend 10 minutes casting Mordenkainen's Private Sanctum at 5th level to create a 200-foot by 200-foot cube around the compound. I'll choose all the bells and whistles. Sound can't pass through the barrier at the edge. The barrier is dark and the edge is dark and foggy, preventing vision. Divination spells can't. Sensors created by divination spells can't enter through the protected area or pass through the barrier. Creatures in the area cannot be targeted by divination spells. Nothing can teleport into or out of the warded area. Planar travel is blocked within the area.
And while he's casting that, I'm going to ritually cast this on the 6 of us.
Okay. You all have a telepathic bond.
Which is quite disturbing.
Yeah. The shit going on inside of certain people's heads.
Ours is just blank.
Like wind tunnel, just... or absent.
During these couple of minutes, can I also just examine the party members?
Yeah.
More specifically, Vindir, and look at the pulsing nature of his abyssal influence? Does that seem to diminish at all where we are?
Roll me a medicine check.
I will expend a hunter's dice on this to add a d12. Hemocraft dice.
Damn.
It would have been a crit if I didn't add it.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for you, the DC was actually 40.
Better luck next time.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, no. So, looking at the malicious energy engulfing Vindir, you think that the presence of this location is not alleviating that. However, it seems to be less maliciously empowered, if that makes any sense. Like, the energy that engulfs him that's kind of like trying to move through him to, force him to be more quick, seems to be moving slower here, but not like it's receding or anything like that.
Okay, just based on the wording of what this thing does, I was wondering. And you also just test it like with his hand to see if you can do like a short mini like thunder step to see if like that teleportation is here. Like just with his hand, just like moving it back and forth just to see if there's anything.
Okay. Yeah, you do a mini teleport.
Interesting.
But anyways, after you guys cast your respective spells, Eric is going to smile. Well, there's one last thing to do, boys. I set up a little bit of a safety precaution. Let's call it that. In case on any of my outings or missions I died, there was only going to be one way that somebody could find this artifact. And that was through a little riddle I wrote. So, in honor of that, let's see if you guys can find it, shall we? In the depths where shadows play, beneath the hearth where embers sway, seek the spot where warmth is found, yet hides below the glowing ground. Where fire's heart reveals its might, the secret hourglass comes to light.
It's in one of the fires, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I say. How many fireplaces are there?
Well, there's like 6 or 7 torches, but there's 3 large bonfires.
Are they currently lit?
Yes.
Do you have a basement here?
No, we're underground. We are the basement.
Yeah, but you could also have a lower layer.
Fair.
Okay. Well,
Are there any other? Is there any other?
Grab it. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Is there any besides the bonfires? Is there like a cooking hearth, like a or is it all done with the bonfires? Like, is there?
There's roasting hearts here and here. Oh. That's on the wrong layer. Like little tiny ones that you can roast kebabs or something over. Marshmallows.
Are they in like braziers or are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want at this point where I think it is, and you just say yes or no? Because I really don't feel like digging and getting dirty.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. That's it's kind of the fun of this, at least for me.
fine. If I get burned, you're getting my quinning bill.
I don't think I have a wand for that.
Sticking a hand into these flames.
All right, which one?
The one to the south.
Okay, give me an investigation roll.
I'll help him.
Okay. Well then, roll again.
I'll investigate the middle one.
Okay. Bulkhead, your investigation. Okay. Anybody else for the top one, or
Yeah, I guess I'll do the top one, and I'll use game inspiration,
go for it?
and I'm gonna pray.
Now, each of you, goddamn, that are investigating or helping investigate are going to suffer 18 points of fire damage. And that is over the course of you moving embers out of the way, fishing through, and trying to find anything that looks like it belongs. Lo and behold, Vindir, in the middle of this blazing hearth, you see the head of a lantern, which you kind of like move some of the flames away and pick and start yoinking out. And as you draw it out, you see this radiant glow coming off of this beautiful lantern that seems to make everything even more colorful and vibrant in this room.
Hey guys, look what I found.
There we go. Okay, let's get outside the sanctum and do our thing.
Hey, guys. Be careful with Vishkana, okay? They're on
We
a
will be.
whole different level of power.
Of course. Will absolutely be.
Good. Hey, take care now. Oh, I can't believe it. Guys, the Guardians! And everybody seems super jovial, super happy that you guys are here to save the day for them.
Yep. Saving the day. Totally what we're doing.
As
So, let's go.
Quickly.
They got 24 hours where they can't be noticed, supposedly.
Okay.
Guys,
Who has the thing that Falaroth gave us?
oh, I do.
Let's just get out of here and use
All right. Everybody who lied in this encounter, adjust your current alignment down 1.
Well, we were told that nothing matters here.
Yeah, that matters to good people.
Okay.
If I'm relatively neutral, or true neutral, where am I now neutral evil?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, you don't have to
neutral.
role play any specific way, but keep in mind your character just did something that is difficult to justify. Even
My
with the
character's going
knowledge,
insane, so.
yes, even with the knowledge that your choices here, what they're going through, are going to repeat over and over again. It is something that is difficult to justify through, you know?
It is.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like my character's literally going nuts right now. He hasn't had connection with his god in who knows how long.
Yeah.
And he's honestly just quote unquote, like I said, a few sessions ago, losing his religion. He is going nuts.
And you
Is there
just
any way
met
we can-
people of your faith, the originators of your faith.
Yeah,
Is
but
there
I just
any way
shit
we
all
can-
over him.
Break them out of this loop.
Mm.
There's got to be.
Destroy the abyss.
Maybe not the abyss, but maybe this layer.
It's a whole
Is
thing.
it possible?
It's a whole thing. Don't worry about it.
The
I
old
don't want to worry about
demons.
it. These people, it's like
I
this-
I
They're not
understand.
people.
I understand where your heart's coming from, but this version of these people don't actually exist. Like, there is a version of them that does exist. That's a whole other can of worms
That's
that
a whole
we're
different
not
campaign.
presently concerned with.
Are you saying they don't have sentient thoughts?
No, these are shadows.
These
that
are
keep-
these are fake versions of actual entities in the universe.
It's like being in a movie.
Yeah.
Does that make them any less real? Like, look at them right now.
That's for you to decide.
They have thoughts and feelings right now.
That's for you to decide.
Did Tom Hanks
And I do
really
decide.
say Private
Okay,
Ryan?
then there you go.
Did Tom Hanks really? Who is this Tom Hanks?
Like, you can feel like you want to help these people, that's fine, but that's a conversation for when we're out of the abyss.
There's got to be something we can end this.
Probably.
Then why don't we?
Wait,
Again,
don't
whole
wanna
can
end
of
up-
worms.
I don't want to end up like that other Urgwald. You saw what happened when you just focused on. You didn't focus on helping people.
What's the name of this world again?
Solemn.
Solemn. What you have to understand about Solemn, this is a conversation that's happening after we left.
Yeah. While you guys
You
are
have
like
to-
walking away from the people that you're abandoning.
What you have to understand about Solemn is that it is a world that is constantly on a cycle. And what caused that is catastrophic and would require a lot of research and a lot of power to be able to pull. Like, people have escaped from Solemn's cycle before. That has happened. But fixing Solemn is an undertaking that is a titanic undertaking beyond us as we are now. I understand that you want to help these people. My heart goes out to them. Their struggle is real.
What would it take to free them? That is possible.
I have no idea.
We are not actually on that world.
Yeah, we're not there.
We are in the abyss still. These are
shadow.
demons.
These are all demons reacting what these people are like. These are none of them.
They cannot leave the abyss at all.
And what would be...
Can I do an insight to see if they're like in character, to see if they're just trying to...
If you guys accept the PvP of that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to fail, just because.
Well,
remember, we are telepathically bonded, so like...
Yeah.
Everyone's
what they're
surface
saying in their
thoughts are.
mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't think you can lie through a telepathic bond. You can tell when someone's lying.
You believe that they believe what they are saying.
So you just need to find out where the real world is, and then we can break the cycle from there.
We already know where the real world is, but...
We will look at this as soon as we get out of this hellscape of a world.
Again, here's the thing. We don't know what is necessary to fix Solemn. We would first need to understand what caused the cycle to repeat and find out what is necessary to end it. And from there, we have to discern what might be possible consequences of a quote-unquote free Solemn. Your heart is in the right place. That is a goal for later, when we understand what we are trying to do there. But it is not worth spending mental energy wondering what can be done, or what could be done, or what should be done. They are the people we just interacted with, that we just betrayed. They are not real. They are crude imitations made by the Abyss. We need to focus on what is directly in front of us, getting out of here. We do not need to worry about Solemn and its issues right now. We need to worry about getting out of the Abyss. Do you understand that?
Question. If this cycle happens over and over again, does that mean that the hourglass is real or not?
Probably. I mean, honestly, all these questions you should probably direct at our time god friend.
So you're saying something that's not real can affect something that's real?
I mean,
if they're not real, how can they take the hourglass if they're not real?
No, you're twisting it. What I'm saying is that yes, these are all shadows of the same thing, but I'm sure the real one's a lot stronger. This is an act, or none of these people can leave here even if we did break the Abyss. If you want to fix Solemn, we know a time god. He'd probably be the person to talk to about fixing it. The only reason we're taking this is because this is the closest thing that works for that fox to open a coffee shop.
Yeah, fucking fuck.
Let that sink in. We are dooming these, what you call shadows, to build a coffee shop.
Yeah, you know, I
Yeah.
was the only one that argued not to help
No.
this guy. Where was your voice then?
Yeah. I was with you on that one.
But now you guys
So-
are more than halfway there.
Mainly because I had no idea what the hell was going on. Like, I was confused by the whole situation. Like, what the hell?
Well,
Why are we walking to this guy, guys? Let's just squeeze the orb up here.
I imagine you guys were like walking out of range of all of them. Like,
Oh.
Yeah, that first, but also. So this is interesting. This has denied quite a few of the things of the Abyss. And I don't know how this would work with some other magic. Casimir's just gonna like show the group like his hand can actually like teleport. I haven't been able to do that anywhere else on the Abyss.
That means that whatever
Interesting.
facsimile of the real hourglass that we are utilizing here has some real power in shielding whatever it protects from the effects of the abyss, which would make sense as to why they would want it for their coffee shop.
Well, what I'm saying is, it denies the laws that this realm has. Which might mean it doesn't just extend to this.
yeah, but that little fox
Oh,
dude's
one
able
way
to
to find out.
teleport.
Do you want me to try teleporting us out?
That's what I was thinking. I don't
Well,
think it'll work.
I need
Because
my
it's not
ship.
within this area, but
I'm not leaving without my ship.
That's true. He does
that's
have
true.
a
We
ship.
do have the shit. But also, do not die, and probably try not to kill people while we have this, because you might die fully and not come back.
Oh, great.
That's
That's out of character.
if this is negating some of the laws that is of this plane, then the things that as we knew it are not working. And Vindia, while we were taking the time to cast it, the effects of whatever you got going on there with your hands, it seems slowed, suppressed, not fully away, which is why I don't believe that we'll be able to escape the abyss with this, but we should be wary for as long as we have this.
in case you're gonna spell it, or
Okay.
Also, Joy, quick question.
yeah,
I thought you were trying to make
Liara-
something like Solomon Gomorrah for a second.
no, that's the name for a reason. It's solemn. But anyways, what was your question?
Liara and Casimir know what happened to cause the end of Solemn. I
Yep.
know what repeats it, don't we?
Do you?
Well, I think we know the event.
What event are you thinking of?
It's Luna's daughter.
Yeah, Claire.
It's
That-
everything with that and some other entity that causes the world to
Voidweavers.
detonate.
You know that led to the downfall of it, but you don't know that is the event that was it.
Okay, I was seeking to clarify my own knowledge of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time since we did Solemn.
That was a pretty big issue with everything. Believe it or
I
not.
I
Okay.
kept what Bulkhead was saying vague because I, as a player, don't know. I know next to nothing about Solemn and was just trying to be like, Solemn is a big problem that we need more information about before we can even begin to think about fixing it.
That was the best way to talk about it,
Out and in character, I had no idea about Solemn.
and that's
Oh, nothing.
the best way to talk about it.
Yeah. We in the previous Zodiac campaign, we had to visit. We had to visit there to get. Was it the same staff?
It was It's Ebriel's staff.
Yeah, we had to go there to filch that staff.
Because it was the artifact that would allow us to kill the water elemental to
Yeah.
power up Ebriel enough to actually be able to harm it.
Didn't all these people die when we showed up to get the staff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was in that loop. But
Yeah.
all of these people. Well, I don't think we met these specific people because it was all like halflings and stuff like that. But yeah, they all died because they all got meteor swarmed. Because we were going to help them. We were like, yeah, we're on your side. And like we'd accidentally cast magic because we didn't know the rules of it too much and we didn't follow it too well. And then everything just got burnt.
Yeah.
But as soon as we got that with from that guy, and a couple of people died during that as well. I think Ebriel might have been one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, Solemn is a whole can of worms. That's like me as the player as well as Bulkhead as a character is just like, your heart's in the right place. It's a problem for not right now. It's a problem for later.
Like when I said that this is another campaign, like that would literally probably have to be a whole campaign on fixing Solemn. And then some, probably.
You're talking about fixing an entire plane of the universe. And the biggest one.
Sounds pretty
If I
epic to
remember
me.
right.
It
Sounds worthy of us.
No, I don't care about that plus.
Wyatt, I know
No,
you're
yeah.
probably struggling. You know more than everyone else.
We're worthy of a cook-off that I've been waiting to get back to.
You are worthy of cook-off.
And you wonder
These
why I told
people-
you to change your alignment. Yeah, these people are doomed anyways. I'm really excited for my cook-off.
Hey, we can barely protect the city, never mind,
At
or
least
even like
Erdwall-
a planet.
Yeah,
Once we're out of
Never
here,
mind an
Erdwall's-
entire plane.
Even if nobody else, our girl might just leave the party, try to whatever you can to help these people.
hey, you can certainly try.
Yeah, and Bulkhead's whole like thought process in this is like, I gotta get out of here so I can like see my daughter again, because like I had like 150 years where I didn't know if she was alive or not, so I don't want to be here. Fuck these people.
You missed
Bulkheads.
150 of her birthdays. Shame on you.
Bulkhead,
The whole thing.
send a message to her.
You can
I
do that
will.
now.
I will try to use the sending stone to contact Melion.
Okay. Roll me a D100.
Yeah, I figured.
It might help the odds.
It helps, but that's still too low.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
Still nothing.
She might not be on the right plane of existence, unfortunately. Anyways, you guys got pretty far away. You're going to teleport your way back over towards your, I guess at this point he might be considered your jailer, as he's your way out and he's just denying you guys access to leaving. Yeah.
Yeah, that's befitting.
Yeah. So, everybody, do. You teleport your way on back, where he is currently sitting on a round table that looks very recently polished and primed as he looks at all of you. Oh. Hi.
Did you steal their table?
Whose?
Out there.
Yeah, we know what that table does.
I just took a table.
And we
Does it
took an
look-
hour. And we took an hourglass.
Yeah, and we
so
just
what
took
if
an
we-
hourglass.
Does it look special?
Roll me
The
an
table.
Arcana check.
Does it look like a familiar table that me and Casimir have seen before?
29. It looks like a table. Casimir,
Yeah, it's
there's something fishy about that table.
I don't trust that table.
just a table.
So you say. Am
Yes,
good, Demon?
I do. I'm an artificer. My specialty is with magic items. That's just a table.
I don't trust it.
Okay, you're weird. Give me the hourglass now. And he jumps off the table and wanders over.
You may have us leave the second we hand you this.
Well, I'm going to put it where it needs to go, but it'll be one of those coming seconds, yeah.
Which second? Because a million years is still a second.
Oh, you're worried I'm playing on words. I'm not a fae. I don't do that.
Normally devils that do the letter.
I'm also not a devil. I'm a fiend. But that's different.
Regardless, Hourglass, do your thing. We really want to get out of here.
Please get the fuck out of here.
Just a question: are you able to age someone?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Can you age me?
No.
Why?
I mean, I could, but I won't.
Can I ask why?
There's a special rule about aging things like vampires. It's written into the law of time.
I know.
Yeah.
I figured.
Unfortunately, the older you get, the more dangerous you get. So
Exactly. That's part of why I was asking.
yeah, I understand for your sake you want that, but for everyone else's sake, it's a bad idea.
I'm helping you, though.
You are, yes. But there's laws and rules, and I
Law
follow
doesn't
most
affect
of
you
them.
down here.
Yes, it does.
He's already bending enough rules for us as it is.
I know. I'm just curious and
I
asking
mean, you
questions.
didn't you lose some years though?
I did. I think I got a bit younger. But I also haven't changed how I look in 140 years.
Huh. That seems like a cool effect you have. Anyways, he takes the hourglass and brings it over to this little corner he stacked the gem in as well. And he places it down on a different table. Wonderful. Now we need the seeds. And that's it.
You said two things.
You said two.
I said few.
You
No,
said
you said
two.
two.
Let me read.
We just said you're taking us out of here the second we do this.
Well, we're going to commit to our original plan. I'm going to get you very close to the end of the abyss, and I'm going to tell you the exit location.
Oh, this motherfucker.
That was the agreement. He wasn't getting us out. He was taking us to
Yeah.
when we needed to go and give us directions, and assisting us so that time wasn't passing for us on the outside.
And good thing none of you guys pissed me off too bad, or else I would have just put you probably within 10 minutes of the end of the abyss. But I'll give you at least a few days.
In my mind, I'm saying I'm gonna shit in that urn.
Alrighty. So, looks like we are good to go, huh? He comes over. So, do any of you know how the universe originally was going to end? Or technically did.
Holy Axiom.
With the Big Bang.
Or Big Crunch.
Neither.
Or Big Rip.
It was a big destruction. I mean, everything just stopped. So, I'm going to take you to a location called the Slayer's Guild. It's on Solemn, the first realm. Out further to the west, that is where you will see the end of the abyss. It'll be over the oceans, appear as a blackened sky. Don't listen to it, don't talk to it. There will be people there. These are the mortals that decided to make it their responsibility to perpetuate Solemn inside of the Abyss. They'll probably
Why-
try to stop you from being there. Oh, what was your question?
Why are they doing that?
Well, it was the only plan that anybody could come up with how to defeat Exium. I mean, there's no stopping it. It's too powerful. So they created a concept, strange at the time, called time.
Zamir, Solemn repeats because the sacrifice they do summons Exium and destroys the universe. It repeats right before it destroys the universe.
So that the only thing it ever consumes is Solemn. And then everything else buried as well.
Is there anything we can do to break this cycle?
Oh, yes.
Stop the Voidweavers from existing.
No. Freeing Exium.
What?
Well, the entire purpose of it being down there is to feed into Exium perpetually. Exium is it's not fair to call it conscious. It has wants, but it's not something like you or I where we need something, where we want something to entertain ourselves. It's a need, no matter what it experiences. And if it was ever made aware that it was not actually getting anywhere with consuming and destroying everything as is its only need, it would overtake everything and do what it did in Solemn all those ages ago, but to the entire universe. And unfortunately, even our great creator, none of the gods could ever stop it. None of them are powerful enough. So, yeah.
This is why I told
So what
you
you're
that
saying is
Solemn was a whole other can of worms. Its existence.
So what you're telling
fuels
me
what-
is
Oh,
only
finish
way to
Bulkhead. Bulkhead was speaking. Finish Bulkhead.
Solemn's whole existence at this point fuels the prison that stops Exium.
Correct.
The only way to free Solemn is to solve the Exium problem. And that is nigh impossible.
It's impossible. See, there's a very basic universal knowledge to everything. All magic, all of existence is based around and has to adhere to the laws. Laws are necessary for the balance of everything to exist. Whenever a law is broken, it becomes lawless, which unlocks a lot of potential and causes the most devious of entities to try to want to break those laws. For instance, the law of creation. That is what created everything. It is what gave life and breathed into everything else, what is now the universe. The law of creation states that it will always make and it will always produce, so that more can always explore and more can always learn and more can always experience. Well, that's just the law of creation, of course. The counterpart to that is the law of destruction, Exium. All that is ever made must and will be destroyed. Right now, that is a law that is being circumvented and cheated, technically. However, the problem with Exium is it is also the law of chaos, meaning all that is will change. It being two fundamental laws means it's more powerful than creation, and every other law in our universe, other than a few, are of creation. So they're never going to be as powerful.
But what you said might be to give us a way to beat it. Chaos. It's got to change. That means it cannot be at the top forever. Doesn't that mean nothing would ever change? Something has to change.
Well,
so it itself has to get weaker at a point.
Change is not
yeah,
subjected
would
to
not.
such a linear strategy. Change can be of state, so it is malleable, it is ever-changing. The abyss is malleable, it is ever-changing. That is what it is. That is the part of chaos. That is the abyss. It is the reason everything is so inconsistent, and it's nearly impossible for mortals, at least, to ever comprehend how things are here. It's the reason that time moves in the Feish realms as, what's the common phrase? Jeremy bear me, I believe? It's chaos. So, yes, you are thinking that it must get weaker, but it must change. How it changes is purely chaotic in nature, with zero consistency. So, right now, our
guide that. Sorry, go on.
Well, I mean, there are individuals who believe that they can guide it. They're called the Voidweavers. Many of the Voidweavers throughout history were individuals who sought to change this state that Solemn is in. They sought to make it different. They wanted to free and liberate these people out of kindness within themselves, more or less. Some of them wanted it for more selfish reasons, of course, but that was always their goal. And when they thought that when they grew arrogant enough to think that they could change the universe, that is when they would seek to do whatever they could, including freeing something that is not capable of being bested. It's the one folly and fundamental issue of mortal kinds. It's one thing I am personally upset with, is your ability to experience ego. It's the main reason I don't like her.
If you
Points over at Liara.
you should see our super egos.
What?
Concept called super ego.
Super ego. Is that what she has?
Maybe.
Yes.
I don't like it. Ego is bad. Arrogance is
Ego,
bad.
Even though you believe you don't.
Yeah, say like the second you say you don't have one, doesn't that mean you have one?
I have an
Doesn't matter.
appropriately sized sense of self-worth.
It's
You know,
ego.
you want to open up a fucking coffee shop in the abyss
Right.
with no other care in the world.
No, I have other
That's an
cares. If I had no other cares, I would have just fucked everything up to do it for myself and abandoned my post and responsibility.
Aren't you kind of abandoning your post by doing this?
I'm not abandoning it. I'm just altering it.
Again,
Potato.
regardless,
See, that's why I don't fucking like her.
like we said, they are bending enough rules for us already. Let's get to the point where we can leave.
Fine.
Agree.
What you are looking for is the well in the center of town. It's going to be sealed, and it's going to be shut. Now, these individuals that accepted this end and sacrificed their realm, they are going to be trying to keep that well sealed off. It is the Wakening Well. It leads back to, well, I think it takes you out to, if I remember correctly, Tundris?
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, of course it takes us back to Tundris.
Why the hell does it take out of all the places? it
Oh,
takes us
no.
Out of
it's-
character. I don't know what Tundra.
That
it's a
was
good
right
thing-
before you showed up.
It's a good thing that we're going to Tundris, because the next time that we go to Tundris, Janus owes us something.
Yeah, that's true.
I have not forgotten about that. That
Well-
the next time we are there, he owes us an artifact.
Really now? God,
So-
I'm so
Part
good
of
at
the
writing
make-
stories.
agreement.
I'm,
gonna
you
make
know,
a-
can I just have an ego as a DM? Like, I'm so good at writing stories sometimes, you know? Like-
Yeah.
Sorry, go
So
ahead.
Urgwald's going
Is-
to make a comment. He's going like, "Is it possible we could leave, like, the place solemn, but save the people?"
Without the people, the place would never be in this situation. It is the folly of mortals that sends it down this spiraling path that allows this entire thing to work.
The loss of the entities of Solemn is what keeps Exium in check.
And they are the one that made the decision for that.
Did they
To
make
say-
it for themselves, or did everybody did, or did they?
They made
Some
the
people-
decision for their realm. They understood that if it wasn't, that there had to be a sacrifice of a world and all of its people, and some would be saved. And how do I put this? So imagine you're lost on a road and you're on a caravan. Now, when you get to a crossroad, your caravan can either go left or to right. Now, the majority of the individuals see that to the left there is nothing there. The people that could decide to go right under that circumstance. And these individuals, these ones that sacrifice themselves, they also went left to make sure they, and, well, enough spiritually powerful individuals that it could satiate Exium all stayed as well. That's more or less what happened.
You would think a chaotic being like that would eventually evolve out of its need to have these souls. If this keeps happening over and over again.
Attempting to apply logic to a being such as Exium is folly.
Yeah, think of it as a law. Like it
Yeah,
just follows.
It just does things. Trying to apply any form of logic to an entity that only exists to change things and to destroy things. To try and...
Wouldn't it want to change itself to make that easier?
Again, you are attempting to apply logic and order to something that has no logic and order. It
Correct.
just does things. There's no point to trying to understand it. No point in trying to question why it does what it does. It simply does what it does because it is what it does.
But it seems like it's doing the same thing every single cycle. That doesn't...
That's the point of the prison.
And you're thinking as someone who has consciousness and awareness. Imagine a worm, if you will. Like the little ones in the ground. You know those things in dirt? Do you think they ever consider what the bird is doing? Does it ever contemplate? No. Because it's blind to everything else. It is only existing as a tiny worm in the ground, eating the dirt and shitting it back out. That is its existence.
Out of character, I would say, like, no, it has instincts. It knows, like, predators. It has things like it's not going to just go out
But
in the open.
worms don't have that. Worms are stupid.
Here, they're detritivores.
But they still have...
They exist to eat filth in order to, like...
Yeah.
Regardless.
I would say they still have some type of instinct. They still have something they follow.
Okay.
That's why I say out of character, I would pull that up. In
Yeah.
character, I'm not, because
And-
it would just pull this out.
Exium follows what it has, which is chaos and destruction. That's all it has. That is all it is. It is a motion of the universe. But anyways, when you guys find this well, you're better off hiding if you can. Now, I know you're pretty powerful, but if you have to fight that group of adventurers, that's going to be kind of difficult for you, in all honesty. But if
So-
you'd end up dying, oh well.
Wouldn't we just be brought back?
Well, no. Well, yes. If you die there, if you're too close to the end, you'll be consumed by it, and then you're stuck in the abyss forever. And also, if you do die, you go back to where you originally came from, which would have been this hut that I've set you to, but I'm not going back down there. I've already been gone for too long. So you'll be stuck in the abyss trying to crawl your way out. So, don't die.
Noted.
So, will the well be big enough for my ship to get through?
I have this little bead. He hands you a bead. Inside of it is the temporal magic necessary to revert time in the exact dimensions of your ship. And here's a barrel. This is the dust that your ship is currently in.
And all of the people that was aboard it.
Yeah, they're mixed in that too.
All right. Well, I'm gonna remove some of the crates of fireworks that are in my bag of holding, enough so I can put the barrel in my bag of holding.
Yep. But
Here,
be
have
sure to
some-
do that once you get through the well. The well will not fit the ship.
So that's for something after we go through the well.
Yeah, once you get to a place where like a ship would fit after the well, then go ahead and do it. You just break the orb, and run really quickly.
Okay.
Just break it over top of the dust. Okay?
So I should take it out of the barrel first.
No, the barrel is immaterial. When that happens, much temporal distortion and energy will destroy the barrel completely and utterly. Whereas your ship would be brought back, which is why you want to get out of there, because ting ting ting, yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Is there any way that we'll be able to reason with these people? Or is it, if they see us, they will just immediately try to attack us?
You can try to, but they are fairly zealot to their responsibility. They believe what they are doing is, well, necessary. And if you happen to change their mind, well, it's the one place they could escape from. Oh, that's the other thing. Don't let any of them through the well either. That would be catastrophically bad.
And I assume...
That
don't
happened once or
kill.
twice or 3 times or 4 times before.
Lovely. And I assume don't kill any of them?
Oh, no, kill them if you want. That's fine.
Or they just come back?
Eventually. But that's the end. So, they were going to die anyways.
Right.
Remember, they're there to watch the end of the universe happen. That's what their responsibility is. To know that everything is consumed and destroyed.
If we take anything from there, will it immediately disappear as soon as we're outside?
Yes.
Shame. Okay. Are you able to perform your trick that we saved to let some of those rest?
I've exhausted every ability I've had so far.
I thought we were keeping that.
Yeah, we kept that.
Yeah, we were going to, and then everyone else bitched that they wanted a fucking rest as well.
What?
Well, originally, I was only going to let the ones that I like rest, but then everybody got in a big hoo, even though you're being chased down by somebody. And you were like, no, we all need to rest. So I was, okay, I'm going to make all of you rest. But that was as much of the energy as I could honestly muster, and what I have left is just to defend myself.
Right, okay.
Okay, let's just get out of here, guys.
Okay. I'm going to get you as close to the Slayers Guild as I feel like. All right. I think we're there. He opens up the door, and all of you see like a very long drop above like clouds and like peaks of mountains perching out of them. Yeah, that should do it.
Okay.
You have 3 days before the end of everything, and then bye-bye.
If we cast magic, are they going to know that we're here?
Oh no, that problem was solved ages ago.
Oh,
Are you guys Featherfall then?
so this is the end. So it's a much later piece in the cycle then.
It's considerably later, yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Seems Featherfall then.
Bye. It was a pleasure meeting two of you.
I'm putting my middle finger up. I get teleported to wherever the fuck he's doing.
You just fall out the door. Oh, you guys are literally jumping out of the door and getting
Yeah, that's
Featherfall.
fine. Just fuck you.
Yep. It was a pleasure meeting two of you.
It's good to meet you too.
Everybody jumps out. And
Yeah.
this is a good place to go on break.
Is Kaz here?
Kaz, are you here? All right, let's give him a couple more minutes. We're back, everybody. So, where last we left off, you all were kicked out of the hut. Thorindal, no longer wanting to deal with any of your bullshit, allows you all to leave and, well, descend down towards the ground. As you are falling and falling, you pass by a couple of clouds up in the sky. You descend until you touch down onto the mountain, and all of you then get to march forward and jump off that cliff down to another one, and then another one. Good thing you picked that as your signature spell, Liara. Good shit.
Dude, best signature spell ever.
Apparently. But as you are falling down, you inevitably step into Solemn and into this forgotten, lost city. A heavy silence presses down upon you, broken only by the distant echoes of your footsteps. The once vibrant city, the Slayers, now reduced to a graveyard of shattered dreams, stretching out before you. War has left its mark here, in bloodied streets and crumbling buildings, but it is the absence of life that chills you to the bone. The air is thick with the metallic taste of blood and the acrid stench of smoke. Corpses left unburied and unmourned lie scattered like forgotten memories, their eyes staring blankly into the void. The ground is stained with dark, dried pools of blood, the only testament to the fierce battle that once raged here. Buildings stand as silent witnesses to the carnage, their walls riddled with holes and with arrows and scarred by fire. Windows shattered like broken promises reflect the emptiness that now permeates every corner of this forgotten place. Rubble, debris litter the streets, the remnants of lives abruptly torn apart. As you walk deeper into the heart of this city, the weight of despair grows heavier. I need each of you to give me charisma saving throws.
I don't
Vindir,
have advantage.
I also did not have advantage, my bad.
that's 4 of you. We're missing someone.
Charisma save. I thought I pressed it. Apparently didn't go through.
It's alright.
There we go.
Liara and Bulkhead, exclude yourselves from this as much as you think is reasonable for your characters. The other 3,
God damn it. Not again.
seeing a city reduced to this, a thriving location, you can still faintly smell the bread now turning soiled that was just recently cooked here. And seeing all of the dead people, seeing what this battle was brought inside of the city, it's something that none of the 3 of you can have leave your minds. Vindir, it's a reminder of the cost of peace and the sad truth of what obtaining such a thing truly costs. The loss of everything, the loss of cities, the loss of lives, the loss of children, of pets, of homes, of safety. Casimir, it reminds you of when you were weak, mortal, frail. The battles and fights that you had to experience, that you witnessed. It reminds you of the helplessness that you always had. And of how everybody else around you constantly feels. It reminds you of how small you are. How in all of your days and all of your life, everything that you have achieved, stuff like this transpires somewhere. As if you weren't even a thought, weren't even an object or an individual, and as if there was nothing you could do to change it. These feelings swell up inside of the 3 of you as you begin experiencing the city more and more. You could almost hear the ghostly whispers of those who once lived here. Their voices carried on the wind, telling tales of hope and loss, love and agony. The 3 of you hear these echoes of their lives lingering in the shadows, a haunting reminder of what was and what could never be again. I need each of you to roll me a d12 or sorry, each of the three of you to roll me a d12. Oh, Vendir. Casimir, reroll. Okay. God damn.
Yes.
You kind of jog a little bit ahead of your allies and look around everything here, and you look down at one of these sections of a building that seems crumbled and destroyed, and you see just a single hand stretching out. Blood is pooled all around it. The palm of the hand is completely crushed underneath the weight of that rock, and as you go over there, you start lifting with all of your might, throwing it off, and you look down at the person you thought you might have been able to save. When you see them, this is just the town guard. This is somebody who just worked to protect and safeguard the people. They're impaled by so many chunks of building, there's nothing left, and you hear their whispers, their questions of why did this fight come? What is attacking? What is ruining their city? Is their king safe? You hear all of these things. You hear the whispers and echoes of this individuals, the dragon that came, the devastation, and you hear its last thought. This simple guard, the last thing that he was doing was praying to the gods to save him, to save these people. Casimir.
Wow.
You walk a little bit into this courtyard where you see dozens upon dozens of people lifted with ease and skewered through trees that were crumbled down and tossed to the ground. You see the massacre that took place against these soldiers. Has to be at least a dozen of them. And you begin to hear their whispers. They were hopeless. They came here to protect a relic, something significant to their god. And one soldier of whatever army was assaulting them appeared. When they saw this soldier, they all began to panic. They knew this individual. They had a legacy. They had a story. And all of these dozen soldiers, you just hear them completely massacred, much the same way that you have done yourself at this point. Walking into an area and knowing that despite their numbers, they are no threat to you. But you don't play with your food like this individual did. You do not bask in the torture of them and the helplessness that they have. What they experienced before death was from something far worse than you. And it terrifies you, Casimir. Vendir, this one is poetic. You look towards the sky. You peer around as much as you can. And you see a shining sigil of what looks to be a wave of hair flowing downwards, a familiar sight to some church. You begin heading towards that. You, a man of faith, understand that even in the most dire of circumstances, if somebody seeks help from a good God, they get it. Right? You go to that church, and when you round the corner and see the building, the only thing that stands is their sigil at the top of it. The rest of the building is crumbled down, burned and charred. The walls completely scorched and destroyed. You can see signs of struggle of individuals trying to pry their way out from the tons and tons of stone and wood that buried them down there. You see the garden out back, safeguarded and protected, sanctified by this God, and yet the church wasn't. That plot of land was safe. And yet the people weren't. The walls weren't. The priest wasn't. You begin to hear the whispers, all of them praying to a god named Aseso, none of them knowing how they are going to survive the scorching tyrant that came through here. You heard all of them putting their faith into this god. And the one whisper you cannot hear, and you hear everything, is her reassurance. Bulkhead, Liara. The two of you see these frightful sights, but luckily still yourself off from it before anything happens. And as you are trying to wander and find your way to the well, you realize your other three allies are not as steel-hearted as the two of you. You begin trying to beckon at them, but at first they're non-responsive. You just see them wander, take in these sights. Whom do each of you follow after?
Casimir.
Bulkhead? Bulkhead? You're muted.
You hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. I'm thinking on who I would go after.
Okay.
I think he would go to Vindir.
All right. So, Liara, you follow after Casimir as you look inside of this courtyard with only a dozen dead bodies. I mean, no more gruesome than anywhere else. And after a few moments of you trying to get Casimir's attention, what are you saying as Casimir can finally hear you?
Kaz, none of this is real. It's all fake.
It's not. It happened.
Not here. This is a
It is.
shadow of what happened. Yes, it's a horror and an atrocity, but this isn't it. This place is meant to mess with us. Changes us. Can't you see that I'm barely able to stay balanced right now?
It's not that it's a shadow. It's the shadow still what transposed what happens, whatever words. It doesn't need to have happened here, or to be on the first time. For it to have happened. And you can feel it. You can see just how the thing here enjoyed it. And I know those types. I've served those types. They wanted me to be those types. And for a time I was.
You're not, and I can't lose you here. We gotta get to the others. And this, I always ask myself when I see a situation like this, what can I do to fix it, or what am I going to do? What can you do to fix this?
Nothing.
That's not true. You can get out of here and figure out a way, like wanted to actually fix this problem.
Fixing... There's no way to fix this. Not what happened. Not what did this. It has happened. It has been. This is not about world at large. This is what happened here.
It's gonna
Fixing
keep happening.
Solon doesn't fix this.
But it resets. What I'm saying is, maybe if there is a way, like wanted, to stop the reset, maybe this can be prevented.
Monsters will always be monsters. Regardless of where they are, regardless of what the circumstances. They will always exist.
She's gonna put a hand on his shoulder and say, "You're not a monster."
I am a monster.
Stand there in silence.
Well then, Bulkhead, you've approached over towards Vindir and you've begun to be able to tell when he's listening closely to something. You've begun to notice that. It's the one thing Vindir is far better than anybody else you've ever encountered in all of your life at. And you wait patiently until there's a small sign that he kind of begins to hear more than what he's focused on as he's peering between the burnt church and the perfect garden. You can tell he's somewhat crawling his way out of whatever is plaguing him right now. What is it that you say?
You listen a lot, holy man. Let me listen. Speak. What troubles you?
That I don't understand how some gods can just allow their people to be, I'm not gonna say tortured, but damn it, this is what it was. As he looks around everywhere. But then they keep the garden? They protect the garden? They don't protect the people? Like, who does that?
An uncaring god. That's not all gods. You should know that. Your god, from what I understand and what you have told us, your god does as much as they can within the confines of their duty.
Yeah, and my god is the weak goddess. She does not have the control that this one had. Like, it's like having an extra apple and letting the child starve.
It's easy to think that way, and I will not even begin to suggest that what transpired here was okay. That you can't... You can't let this be the only thing that you take away from this.
I've already started losing my mind and everything else, and then I just see this. It's hard not to. This is the Seiso's temple. She's supposed to be the most powerful one out there, and she just lets her people be trampled?
Like I said, I can't pretend to think that this was okay. But what we can take from this is that we can't expect the gods to do all the work. That's why you're here. You are an instrument of your God's will.
Yes, and then the priest that stood there was an instrument of his goddess's will, and she did nothing. I'm supposed to stop Exian from coming back. But maybe those Voidweavers are right. Maybe Aseiso doesn't know what the fuck she's doing.
Maybe. It's certainly possible. But
why didn't Aseiso grant her priests the ability to protect their people? She has the power to do that. Does she not care?
it's possible. Again, Aseiso is a god of creation. It sort of makes sense that the garden is saved. The garden is a facsimile of creation. Things grow there. Things are created there. A church in and of itself, even if it's in Aseiso's name, things aren't created there. She was able to safeguard creation. You are a man of peace. You are meant to safeguard peace in whatever way you can. Freeing Exium does not safeguard peace. It unleashes untold horrors onto the universe at large.
That's what Aseiso tells us.
And?
Well, clearly she doesn't care about people, she only cares about plants.
There are some gods that are like that. But is your god like that?
I don't know anymore. I haven't been able to talk to her since we've been here.
Then, once we get out of here, you have a nice long talk with your god.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna have to happen.
Don't let the horrors you see in this twisted mirror of a world consigned to a cycle of rebirth and destruction change who you are as a man. You have the capability of so much. Staring upon the twisted wreckage of a world long dead, it can't shake your foundations, because this has already happened.
And unfortunately, it's going to continue to happen.
Correct. Because the fall of Solemn is necessary to protect the rest of the worlds. It is a dark thing that happened here. Not all losses are acceptable, but some losses are expected. Just because things were lost here doesn't mean it was acceptable. It just means it was unable to be stopped. And the best that they could do with what they had was to consign their world to oblivion and back, and oblivion and back, to make sure the rest of us have a chance to survive. Do not pity their deaths. Thank them for their sacrifice, because them being here means that we are allowed to thrive. Their sacrifice allows our peace.
Get out of here before I make any stupid decisions.
Let's find her. He seemed to be pretty shaken up by this too.
Speaking of as you are looking down at that guard,
Yeah.
you feel a tiny hand move into yours.
I'll look down at the hand.
It extends over towards a halfling. Shaggy, blonde hair with a few freckles and what appears to be peach fuzz for a face that it's not natural to grow hair onto. And he's looking up at you with a look that you haven't experienced in a while. Concern. Young man here. Early, mid-teens, maybe. Seems to be concerned for you. As he just squeezes your hand a little bit. Did you know him?
No, I didn't.
It's hard seeing people die.
It's always hard seeing this chaos and destruction.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll never happen again, right?
As much as I would love to believe that, I know it's not the truth.
What are you talking about?
All we can do is try to minimize, but XCM will always ensure that chaos is there. Doesn't mean we should stop trying to fight him.
Well, even if it's always going to be there, there's always going to be people like us, right?
Yes, that is also true.
He gives you a smile that immediately makes your heart feel like it just begins pumping 2 or 3 times faster. Like you've been deliberately trying to slow yourself down, but that look just brings so much happiness to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. You can go with the rest of the soldiers if you need. We got this. Do you need us to send you somewhere? You have a family? Anybody? Anywhere?
I am just my group, but I already know where they're at.
Oh. I can ask her to send you if you need, or...
I'll be fine. You deal with this here. Me and my group will head forward and try to deal with what caused this.
Please. Is there anybody you want to be with? What caused this is no more the problem. He kind of looks over his shoulder and you see past him at the most terrifying sight you've ever seen. Over towards the ocean, past the horizon, you see a darkness that is blacker than anything you've ever seen. A consumption of light of everything, and you feel the rippling energy coming off of it as you recognize Exium. There's no stopping it now. Everybody knows. So make sure you spend your last days with whoever matters. Okay?
Yeah, I will.
He'll grab your hand with both of his, barely even covering 2 of your fingers, and squeezing. All right. Take care, okay?
You take care as well. And then I will head off to where the rest of the group is gone.
You end up walking over to Bulkhead, who's walking with a Vindir who's lagging behind a little bit, and over a little bit ways away you see Casimir, who's kind of still standing in his courtyard but stepping away, with Liara kind of like dragging him. And you guys look over, and for the next 10 minutes you do have a D12 to add to any ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, okay?
Okay. Continuous or just one?
You have 1.
Okay.
1 bardic inspiration. Everybody, you meet back up in this section of the town. Luckily, there hasn't been anybody else that most of you have encountered.
When I get to the group, I will say, well, I hope this has brought you all to my side. We need to figure out some way to stop Exium once and for all.
One problem at a time.
One problem at a time.
Just get out of here first. Does anyone know what direction this well is? He just said north.
Guess we just head north and try to find this well.
Just go north.
All right. Who's going to lead the survival check to figure out where a well in a city would be?
I mean, I can lead, I guess.
I can assist.
Okay. 24. That should be enough, hopefully.
Wells are usually the epicenter of a community. It is the place where you build homes around, firstly, and then businesses on the outskirts. So you walk by a couple of buildings that were once crucial members and necessary components to a community, now rubble, and you eventually find your way over to this large well that has this wooden circular plate placed on top of it with this grand looking dark brown woven thick rope tying it down and around itself to keep it sealed off, with a magical sigil on top that looks incredibly complicated. As you all approach a little closer, Vindir, you notice as is about to step forward that he's about 2 paces before a silver thread that is outlining this corridor you are walking through.
Stop.
Stop. What?
You're about to set off an alarm.
I will take a step back. All right then. So, can we disable it?
Yep. Here we go.
It's either a dispel magic or magical thieves tools. Dispel magic it is.
Is it low to the ground, or can they just step over it?
That's the problem. If you step over it, you sound the alarm. It is low to the
okay.
ground. Yeah. That's
What
how.
if we get underneath it?
Yeah, that's sometimes a solution if you have a burrow speed. But anyways, you dispel it with ease, Vindir. Opening up this one section.
Yeah, everybody watch your step. Clearly they don't want somebody going this way.
I'll cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You see that there are more of these threads, but only a couple of them are further past the boundaries where you are walking, as if, like, if something were to come off of the roof and land closer to the well, that's where they would be placed. But you can easily navigate your way around without walking over them, Bulkhead. The thing is, the abjurative magic on that well is more powerful than almost anything you've ever seen, other than when you were inside of the ley lines. And even at that, you'd still have to analyze it closely to be able to tell which one was more powerful and potent.
Okay, well, this is the well.
What
Do
do we
we
do,
break?
just get in
Do we
it?
have to break the seal and jump in?
Do you want me to try to dispel it? You said there was magic on it, right?
Probably be easier for me to do it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic.
Guidance.
You are going to need to roll yourself an intelligence check. You are guided.
I'm guided.
You are looking for a DC of 21.
Okay. I have Epic Advantage because of Boundless Creativity.
Mhm.
So, advantage. 23.
Good thing for that epic feat.
Technically, I also have. I don't think it rolled the D4, but that's just.
Yeah, but the
icing on
4
top.
wouldn't have helped the first die. Anyways, you begin to flood your magic through this, and the boundary of this spell, what is binding this seal here shut, is remarkable. The craftsmanship of it is as pure of a spell as you could possibly fathom, and it is something that is just incredible and terrifying to think who would cast such a thing. I mean, this is Archmage work at the highest caliber. This is a level of spell and protection to keep this seal here that is beyond the normal casting opportunity of even unsealed potential magic and errors. Even the ley lines have very fleeting moments where they can conjure this level of magic. And the thing that astounds you the most, Bulkhead, as you're filtering through, trying to unravel it, is there's only one magical signature in this entire thing. One person cast this spell of this caliber. Something that on the ley lines would take a half dozen archmages at least. But you manage to nullify the magic for at least the next hour that is placed upon it.
Okay. And then can we then lift the cover of the well?
It is remarkably heavy, so somebody here could.
Kaz, let's move the wooden plate on the well.
Remember, we can't let anyone else through it. But he'll help out.
All right. Are you helping? Well, you kind of have to be the one helping since he's the one that has the opportunity to lift 2 tons.
Yeah. I will obviously rage in athletics.
Yep.
I will probably add my D12 because he said it only lasts, 10 minutes?
Yeah. Close. Yeah, get that D12 in there.
41.
Okay. I am not joking. This is the first DC I set to 40 in your campaign. It is literally 2 tons. As Casimir kind of helps shift the weight of it, pushing towards you as much as he can, as you are trying to lift and drag, and every muscle and fiber in your body is screaming as you are pulling at this thing, and all of you see this weight that he is mustering and pulling and wielding, and you feel that reassuring little squeeze of your hand another time, and you feel that need to try to help people not experience this ever again. So you just lean with everything you have with a very guttural and raw bugbear growl as you pull the entire thing and then rest it quietly on the ground. If you were to drop this, you would shatter the stone underneath. When you stand, of course, your spine rips all the way up. As Bulkhead, you say go. Who's the first one in?
Bulkhead.
You leap into the well and splash.
Indir, you should go next.
Hurry me twice. Jumping in.
You splash.
Middle finger's extended.
At this point, you hear that same voice. What are you doing?
I'll push it out.
What? No, you can't go in there. No, stop it. You're going to ruin everything. All of you begin to hear that voice. As you look over.
Get in.
Okay, I guess I'm jumping then.
No. Stop! He holds his hands up to both of you. I need both of you to give me wisdom saves. DC on this is 23.
Me or
you and Casimir?
God.
We're the only last two here. Game advantage. Is this a spell?
This is a spell.
Reaction, I will expend a Hemocraft die to add to this.
I will use my game advantage, session advantage as well, because I have +5 to it now. So
let's go! Come on! Casimir success. Casimir, you suppress the magic as you look over at who's just like... He looks over at this individual as he's holding his hands. No, you can't. No, nobody is supposed to leave. That ruins everything. That stops You're one of them, aren't you? You're one of the cultists. Lucifon! Casimir, what are you doing?
I'm rugby tackling into it, so that both of us will fall.
You grab onto him and dive into the water. And the last thing that both of you hear is him screaming out, "Please, Lucifon, they're ruining everything!" And then you both go diving down. A few moments pass, and you saw that look on his face. He thought you were one of the bad guys. in that moment, and you couldn't explain. You couldn't explain it.
It was impossible to explain.
And as everybody is diving and swimming away as quickly as you can, eventually you begin to feel this swelling happen, this magnification of magic, and this spell on you leaves. And just before you get out of range, you hear ascending. You've doomed us. Why would you do that? Why? It's ascending. You can reply.
I will not reply because it's too difficult, too painful to.
All right. Everyone else, you splash your way through and swim deeper and deeper inside until inevitably you feel this shift of direction. Like you're no longer swimming down, but you're swimming up, and you see this glowing light above your heads as you crawl your way closer towards it. And when you find your way through, you see this, for some of you, familiar archway behind your head. So one by one, you crawl your way out and take your first deep breath in what feels like ages. The air no longer hurts. There's color here, though it is dotted out with snow all around you. You can still see rays of light above your heads. You can feel the tingling sensation of the perpetual cold that exists inside of this realm, and you can look back at that portal behind you, which opened up temporarily before freezing over. As many of you recognize this archway, the one with the woman's hair that flowed and caressed downwards in a swoop. Vindir, you recognize this archway is made in the image of a Seso. That same church. And as you see this, you no longer see that goddess of creation, that benevolent being. You just see that garden and nothing else.
Well, I'm gonna go take a swing at it.
Okay. You all watch as Vindir takes his mace and starts slamming it into the archway. More beneficial to you than it is harmful to it.
Made it out.
You did it.
Physically, we made it out.
From one
Okay.
jail to another.
But we know the way out, Tundris.
We do. We've been. Although we are here, so we are owed something.
Does Janice just appear?
He's just calling out
What are you calling?
that we are owed something.
Okay.
That's
Shouldn't
all
we-
he's saying. But he's just shouting out there.
Shouldn't we go to the same place where we saw Giannis the last time?
The towers? Isn't that being back? Killed?
It will be. But Janus was also able to teleport us around.
Yeah, that was nice.
We didn't need to be in a specific place for him to come. There is hopefully
Okay,
also
let's-
not a Yeti roundabout here, because he is going to be very pissed.
No, remember we teleported him somewhere.
No,
To another world.
Yes, but not here.
Yes.
We banished him, so he's in his home world.
Yes. And I hope that he hasn't found his way back here.
I mean, you took his weapon. That was like his best thing. Like, I don't think he
That
can hurt us.
is true. He was just strong beyond that. If
So-
anything, I did him a favor.
Where on the map are we?
So, you all would know, or some of you would know, that you are in the Sands of Dreams right now. That's where all of those, the 4 archways were.
Yeah,
Isn't
because the
this
archway
right?
for us to actually leave is right here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do we want to make our way to the nearest tower to try and contact Giannis, or do we want to just leave?
I kind of want to just leave. I miss
Yeah,
home.
we've all kind of had some trying experiences.
Okay, well,
That's why I don't
Be pre-
actually want us to move. I want him to come to us. It was agreed.
Anyone have that spell where you can send a message?
Yes.
He's a god of time. He knows what happens. He knows we're here.
Well, I mean, he knows in one timeline we're here, or 2. I actually don't know how many timelines he knows.
If I look about, is he actually just watching us right now?
He's just standing there.
Roll me a perception check. You do not see Jonas anywhere near you.
What if he's mad at us?
he could be.
We sort
Because
of
people
killed
have
him.
been. Also, there's the whole thing of like some people apparently blabbering to others that he's helped us.
He has.
But let's just leave. As a forewarning to and Vindir, there will be more swimming because we will pop out underwater.
Oh yeah, we're going back to Atlantis, guys.
I'm not a cat, remember?
That's not what I'm talking about.
It
was never-
You're making reference to.
I'm simply warning you that we will be swimming up and we will have to
Oh,
break
no.
through the ice again.
It's okay, Bulkhead. I had the same problem for a while.
Let's go.
I sort of still want to go to the tombs. We're owed something. I don't like leaving it unowed.
We are.
Given
owed
everything
something.
that we need to do, and some of you probably seek answers.
Okay. Let's see then.
But
You guys
if,
wanna just
if
fly
everyone
there?
wants to leave, we can leave. But I
Well,
sort
if you're
of want
owed
to deal
something,
with
let's
this.
get that, because I have a feeling that we need to make sure the gods pay up when they're supposed to.
As do I.
Okay, let's start walking.
And we just lost the thing that we got from this place here before. We just gave it up.
Well, I mean, he gave it to us so we could get out of the abyss.
You did. Let's get what we're owed.
If I ever go back to
And
that
then we
abyss,
can
I
leave.
am shitting in all those coffee urns.
Oh
It
yeah,
does.
100%. You can't even leave with the coffee either. Can you imagine that? You go down there to get it, and then you try to go back home, and you can't even take it home.
Ah, the business strategy.
Does everyone look to still be affected from the abyss? Like
Oh,
stuff's carved
very
on it?
clearly you can see that they are still plagued with those energies. But you guys begin
Let's go.
walking towards the heroic plateaus. Heading out towards these massive monuments, these standing erected towers surrounded in ice of these stories of the most heroic individuals within existence. as you are walking through, Vindir, you notice up in the sky that there's Janus observing one of these pillars, completely oblivious to anything else surrounding him.
Fuckhead, we're down here.
He looks down. When?
Now.
Like, right now?
We just killed your other half.
You're crooked in half.
That one. Huh, fascinating. And he just disappears and reappears in front of all of you. Wow, that one. Interesting. Fascinating. Sad.
Very. There were a lot of sad things we saw down there.
When we killed your other half, he aged me in reverse. The point where I was unborn. That was not a pleasant experience.
You should try experiencing your own birth. Far worse.
Can you revert what happened then? The time manipulation. I lost a few. I would like to get back.
Oh, well, I could, but I won't. You see, my powers are going to be very important in the near future, and I believe I should be saving as much of it as possible. Unlike mortals who seemingly regenerate your powers on a whim, us godly beings only have a finite amount of it that takes ages to regenerate.
Honest, I have a question for you.
Oh, I would hope so.
We just came from Solemn, and we saw destruction.
Yes.
The Exium wreaks havoc there. Do you know of any way to stop the Exium once and for all?
I do.
And what might that be?
There are certain questions that an individual asks at certain times in their life. These questions are pivotal to shape who they are, what they do, and what they become in the future. This is one of those such questions. If I were to tell you the answer, it would redefine who you are, and may not be something achievable, though there is a clear-cut answer to this. It is a difficult thing for me to muster and tell you, as it would be very dangerous to house such knowledge, and could lead to a few mistakes within your time.
Are you saying I'm not ready to know the answer yet?
I'm saying I don't know who's ready and not. Believe it or not, time does stop.
You met Falindor.
Oh, that little bugger.
Yeah, we gave him the brimstone that you gave us to give him.
Oh, that's what you decided to do with it. Glad it was useful.
We also killed the fake you.
Yeah.
That's, well, to constitute it as fake would be to deny every probability other than the one that you are inside of, specifically. He is no more fake than anything else. In fact, he is the same as me, just different experience.
Still his key. Do you have one of those?
Whatever are you talking about?
That's a yes.
But back to your question, Ergwald is your name.
Yes.
It is possible to beat Exium. But there is only one way. And it is a way that would paint a magnificently large target on you and everybody associated with yours back. There would not be any alliance between yourselves, good and evil. There would only be you.
I know I would be willing to take that risk, but I cannot, in good faith, drag my comrades into it without them also agreeing. So Liara, Castian, Bendir, Bulkhead, and I'm gonna say Nelvine because I'm.
Yeah. They've been here the whole time. They just haven't.
Are you ready to
kill a
partake in this
say-so
knowledge?
to kill Exium?
Again, I'm not going to answer this question without all of you accepting that responsibility and consequence.
I don't
Guys,
care.
we don't have to accept this now.
Of course not. There's always then and before.
We already have enough on our plate.
Very good.
How can I reach you if and when we're ready?
The easiest way is usually to scream out at me. If you're loud, it usually pierces through the other versions out there, and then I become curious. Next time you're looking for me, he looks at you, Casimir, try doing that instead of just alluding to me knowing that you're somewhere. I'm not omnipresent.
Thought you were.
No,
So
I'm
should I tell you?
omnipotent. They're different.
But if you're omnipotent, that means you can be everywhere.
Yes, but I'm not every when. Very different.
That's a lot of omnis.
So
So
you're
what? I should tell you where I am for you to come?
No, just scream.
I did.
No, you weren't specific, though. You were just saying, oh, he owes me something. Next time be, hey, Jonas, you there? You owe me something. You know,
Oh.
direct towards me.
Also, you owe me something, Janice.
Yes, I do. I told you the next time that you all came here. Well, what is it you desire?
I can't remember.
Well,
We've had a lot
told
of,
you I
like-
could get something from that vault for you. Something else.
So there was another matching earring to the one I had before.
No, that's a delusion that you possess.
No, I saw it. There was another earring
You
in
are
there.
very specifically delusional.
Also, the earring isn't an earring anymore. It's a whole like neck piece now. So
Yeah, but I want to get the other one because that one was like it complemented it. Something there was.
There
it was
is
like in the-
another earring. It is not a complimentary earring to Doom's Chance.
Let's get the earring.
Really.
What is within the tombs? It is hard to pick from something when you do not know the options, per se.
There's
What do
something.
you
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, what do you suggest is something that we'll need?
There's something of spiritual significance, which could definitely assist one of you in the potential coming days and coming conversations as well. There is also a weapon that is made to be an emergency use only. As well as, well, my journal.
Your journal, I assume.
What about a
Has-
moonlight white owl?
I don't think that's here.
You can just
I
go
think we
get
can
one
get
of
that-
those.
Yeah, I think we can get one of those. I don't think that's
Like a
that
pet
is the
sword?
kind of
I mean, if you
pass we'll do.
want, I can use your
No,
one gift
we-
on an owl. I mean,
Well,
I'm not
no.
saying no. I'm just specifying that would be moronic.
Yes. Your journal, I assume, would have much of time written about in it.
You would assume.
Out of character, I would lean towards the thing that is alluded to be Vindir's thing.
Yes, I know. I was working towards that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's good to clarify out of character, you know? Yeah.
Yes, I was working towards that. That's why I was building up the way. It was questioning the other choices to gain information. I would assume, but you're not telling me if I assume correct or not. And what is the weapon? This emergency one.
Well, without being too specific, this weapon is, well, it is the single most powerful weapon in all of existence. There's no weapon, aside from 3, that have its unique ability, but it is far stronger than those ones.
That is very tempting. And the other?
Which other?
The spiritual relic.
Oh, well. I believe that's a difficult thing for me to explain to you. It is intended for mortal use only.
You explain it to me then?
Well, imagine, if you will, that your magic, spiritual people in general, you know, the Palladians and the clerics and things like that. Imagine, if you will, that your magic stemmed from powers bestowed upon you by some otherworldly being, say a god, right? But imagine it was not the god that imbued you with that power, but instead the concept of your belief itself. This artifact is something that invigorates that instead. It is meant for protection for mortals.
Well, personally, it sounds like that the man who is having a crisis of faith could certainly use something that could help bolster his, so I would lean towards that choice.
I want the earring, but I agree we should probably get Vindir the spiritual item.
Can you tell me about these 3 swords?
I never said swords, I said weapons.
Weapons, sorry.
I
assume.
could.
But you won't.
I didn't say that.
Would you?
I would.
Would you tell us about those weapons?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Would you be willing to do it now?
Maybe if you say please.
Please, would you tell me about those weapons?
Roll me a d2. Odds, no. Evens, yes.
Vindir's having a really hard time with this whole like double speak because it sounded too much like that Fox guy, and he's really just. He better not walk
Odds.
into a goddamn coffee shop anytime soon, because that thing.
Can
will
I
not
flash a
stand.
genius to make that a 6 so it's
No,
even?
that's only
Dang it.
d20s. No.
Can I use
Ah.
an inspo on that?
No, it's a d2. It's pure chaos. No. I don't believe that you're responsible enough yet.
I just came we just came from the business. So if you won't
Yeah.
tell me, will you tell Bulkhead?
No, I don't trust him.
Would you tell me if I said pretty, please?
Oh, absolutely not. You're the one I trust least.
Why?
Because
Who
you
do you
fucking
trust the
told
most?
people I helped you.
Yeah, because you did.
You do not tell people anything that I do. He leans close. If you do that again, you will never exist. Do you understand me? I'm not joking. And this is this is not a simple threat. This is an explanation. If you ever tell someone ever again outside of your companions that I ever helped you, you will cease to exist. Do you understand? Nod your head.
Yeah, yes.
Good girl. And he leans back.
What did you just tell Liara?
Vindir, you heard that entire fucking thing, and you've never seen something more frightening before in your life.
Yeah, but it also doesn't help his fact that, like, his whole view on gods right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
What if we ask for the answer to a question?
No, we can get that. We know where to go for that one.
We've already got a future answer once you all are ready.
No, there is a place that we can go that will give us
Yeah, here actually.
answers. For some of us, anyway. I think it's only one, isn't it?
Or unless it decides to answer again for us. But I'm just gonna ask about cooking things.
I just go with the swords. Is there any of us that you do trust, Janice?
Oh, I trust you magnificently. I just don't think you're mature enough yet.
What about me?
You are one decision away from earning my trust or losing it altogether. And that is the most I can give you.
What about
Don't
me?
worry,
I
I
really
earned
don't
it for
give
a
a shit.
while.
You gods are just so god.
You would be the most dangerous one with this at this point in
Yeah.
time. I'm sure you understand that.
Yeah, I'm not really liking y'all right now.
That is fair. We rarely do things that is purely in your best interest.
Sometimes not even in your own best interest.
Nothing I do is in my interest. If it was, then I would never have known when time ends.
So you do know when time ends.
Of course,
Yeah, he already told us it stops.
it does.
What point though?
I think we all
not for us to
seen
know.
when it was going to end.
Hopefully I'm dead by then.
I hope as well.
We'll take the spiritual one. But I still want to know the
Wonderful.
swords.
They're not swords, they're weapons.
Yes, I know, but if I say it's swords, maybe I can...
Well, the
Don't
other
worry.
three are... screw it, you're so annoying.
Thank you.
They're spears. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, now I'm actually interested as well.
Yes, I knew you would be.
Well, I haven't took Ares one yet.
He will float over towards you, Vindir. I can bestow upon you this artifact. However, you must be aware that it is going to be very dangerous for you to possess it, and if you do not possess a strong enough faith, it will match what you believe in. Now, do you wish to have it?
What I believe in is quite strong.
And what is far more important than the who? What didn't you say?
Guess who? Out of character. Sorry.
sometimes.
Very well. Well then, come with me. He swirls his staff above his head, and you see just a small gear appear in front of you, Vindir, for you to step onto.
I'll hesitantly take the step.
I'll bring him back eventually. The
I'm
two of
not
you go
taking-
flying off.
That's rude. I wanted to see. I wouldn't have touched the things.
As you were
Would you have?
I would have touched the things.
as you were flying off, Vindir, you see that everything around you is moving at this incredible speed that is unrivaled. You've not moved this fast before, but you look over at Giannis, who turns and looks at you. I understand that your faith is placed right now, more so than held. Is that correct?
It's holding on by very few threads.
Well.
The Abyss is not a friendly place to be in.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm most appreciative that that is one of the only locations that I cannot go to. Well, and have all of my power, at least.
Yeah,
I-
yeah, you definitely don't want to go there because we whooped the shit out of you.
Yes, you did. Good job. Regardless, I hope you understand that my stance in everything is pure neutrality. I simply am a catalyst of time. Nothing else. They seem to be less understanding of that fact, shall we say? But I believe you're at least wise enough to understand what it is I am conveying in this. Do you know what I am?
What do you mean what you are?
Well,
You're the god of time?
that is what I am most referred to, yes. So you haven't realized it yet, have you?
I might have, and I don't know.
You're welcome to guess. I am not at liberty to reveal it. It is against the nature at which I was created.
Are you me?
No.
Okay, thank God.
No.
Well, that means I definitely won't see the end of time. Thank goodness.
And I do mean that sincerely. I hope you do not see the end of time.
Yeah, I really don't want to.
Yes. There are very few possibilities of it, well, only being seen by the Pantheon. But what I am going to bestow upon you is known as the Tome of Agus. You arrive at this tower where he looks at one of the gargoyles who immediately opens the door for you, and he walks inside and picks up this book and lifts and hands it to you. This thick tome, roughly about 5 inches thick and maybe about 10 inches tall, 12 inches tall. Seems to be mundane by all accounts. But the moment your hand touches and grabs onto it, you see that it gets this greenish trimming and edging to the four corners on the front and the spine and the backside as well, fortifying it. And you see it writes in perfect celestial across the top, peace. This is the original manuscript of faith. The first ever believed things are written upon it. The first things mortals ever believed in.
A lot of writings about a sun god, huh?
No. She was just simply known as a say-so back then. Creation is what people believed in. Yes. Inside of this is the whispers of all faith and all belief to be spread. Anybody who prays and are not heard, their prayers are written down within these pages. So long as it is a pure prayer, one out of need, one out of wanting. And so long as you hold on to this, and you remember that word on the front, no god can decide when your power escapes you. No place can do so either. Your connection to your divine calling, your belief, resides solely within these pages. The word is written right there. The one thing you believe in, correct?
Yeah.
Well, it is your decision now. Do you want your peace, the peace that you wield, to be protective towards your allies and yourself? Or amplifying to the lives around you? Or to be a reckoning to those that would oppose it?
Oh, a reckoning.
So you choose the eternal flame.
If that is what it's called.
Very well. Well. Then it will be yours to wield. Read this book. Within the coming days. All of it. Make sure you understand the prayers of your kind mortals. And understand them greatly. And when that is complete, the tome will be wielded for your divine purpose, specifically. Understood.
I believe so. Let me just give you a summary of what I'm thinking at the moment is after I read this book, and if my belief is to destroy anything that will stop peace, I will have the power to do so.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. He walks out of the room, guiding you as well and closing the door. Vindia, I need you to keep a secret for me. One day, the gods will not be on your side. None of them.
Okay.
Just keep that for now. And also, I was not joking. Make sure Liara is fully aware of what I said.
Is this gonna happen soon? In a mortal sense?
In a mortal sense, yes. For you. But you will know when it is coming. At least.
Okay.
He raises the gear for you to step onto again. Well, this is too much seriousness for me today. I'm going to go back to being the lackadaisical buffoon that everyone loves me to be. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And the gear... Everyone else, as you've been talking for a couple of minutes about how fucking rude that was, Vindir just appears, the gear disappears, and he falls to the ground.
Yeah,
and
that
he
tracks.
just leaves like that, just talking about spears and tells us nothing. Oh, hi.
Yeah, I know. And then I bet Vindir changed the earring. I bet he changed his mind. Did you change your mind?
His ears don't look pierced.
Oh.
Damn it.
He said he was serious on what he told you. There's no other earring.
That's not good.
He literally told me to tell you that he's being serious about there's no other earring.
There's no other earring. I swear, I saw an earring in there.
All right. Well, we're all back together again. We're out of the abyss. Let's once again prepare yourselves to swim up, because we're gonna have to swim up and then break through the ice.
What do you mean swim up?
Where are we going again?
The Atlantis place. Unless you guys want to go through a different one.
Isn't the Atlantis one the only one that works?
I thought you said there were 4 that were set up when we got through.
I thought like the other
There are
ones
4,
were...
one was destroyed.
Oh, one was destroyed.
Can we take some time to enjoy Atlantis? You know, like, we've been meaning to tour that and take a break. I think escaping the abyss has earned us that. For at least a couple of days.
No, I want to make sure Blukey and everyone's alive.
I need to go home as well. My people are currently under attack. I've sort of not been able to deal with that just yet.
I can get us wherever the second we get off of this plane.
There's a lot that we need to do down there. But also I do want to explore that place at some point.
We can always come back to Atlantis. Let's focus on whatever was going on your world, and then
All right.
go from there. Let's get out of here, and I can get my ship back, and we can make our way to Zodiac. Or I suppose we should suppose it would make more sense for us to plane shift first, and then I can get my ship back.
Yeah.
Okay, let's.
Well, we can't do that here.
Well,
We're in a
what
prison right now.
we do that after we plane shift after we leave.
Yes. We go to Atlantis, move to Zodiac, deal with things that we need to on Zodiac. You can get your ship back. I can get my home stuff sorted. You can check in Morian. Liara can get her shop. Whatever else you need to do.
Alright, let's go.
All right. So, you guys are jumping into Atlantis then?
Yeah, the one that just
I think
faces
so.
the ocean.
As you all dive into that and begin shifting your way through the realms to inevitably reach your new destination. Finally free of the abyss, but not free of the experience that happened in there. We're going to go ahead and call the session this week. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you had a great time. Goodbye.
Bye. Have a